I love Jesus' prayer in John 17. He prayed for his followers that they would be united, together one church. And these last years have been wrought with probably exactly the opposite: polarization, division. We've had, are you red or are you blue? Is it mask, no mask? Open the church or stay online? How do we respond to racial injustice and inequity? And how are we handling Willow's history of pain and abuse? We've had division along so many lines in our church. A few weeks ago, I had the privilege of spending some time with a Kenyan church leader. And he told me about ways that he saw reconciliation happening in war-torn places like Sri Lanka, Rwanda, and South Africa. And what was so profound, so powerful, was that the epicenter for real restorative work, it was the church. People who have had hundreds of years of war between them are coming together because of Jesus, experiencing miraculous reconciliation and unity as brothers and sisters in Christ. And Jesus' prayer was that this kind of reconciliation would be what the church is known for. Take a look at what the Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the church in Corinth. He says, "If anyone is in Christ, the new creation is come. The old is gone, the new is here. And all this is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation." Did you catch that? He gave us the job of pursuing reconciliation, pursuing wholeness and unity. I believe Jesus' dream for Willow Creek is that we would be a church that pursues deep reconciliation. Albert Tate will talk to one of our teaching pastors, will talk to us about we don't need cheap reconciliation, we need deep reconciliation. And I agree. We want to be a multi-ethnic, multi-generational, multi-campus church marked by unity. A church that's always learning, growing, restoring, and on mission together. Willow's been a church passionate about loving Jesus and serving people, a church passionate about restoring brokenness in a world with compassion and justice. But we've also experienced pain and loss. Willow's been through some challenging days over the last few years, and we've been in the news in ways that you don't want to be in the news. And if we're going to be a united church, one church, then we have to address the areas that demand reconciliation. Behind the scenes, we have put in a lot of effort to listen, to learn from, and seek reconciliation with those who were connected or involved in some way to the abuse and the pain of our past. We're praying that God would continue to heal and restore individuals and relationships that were devastated. And we've also focused on implementing recommendations from the independent advisory group around our policies and accountability measures as a leadership and a staff team to protect our church from ever-repeating history. We also want to be a church that's marked by the pursuit of deep racial reconciliation. And our staff has been on a learning journey with World Vision to help us to consider every aspect of our church, to make sure that we're not unintentionally exclusionary of any ethnic group, and that we're intentionally working toward creating spaces where people of all backgrounds can bring their full selves to the table. As we move together, as we move towards the vision of together, one church, we're working to become one church in multiple locations: Chicago, Crystal Lake, Huntley, North Shore, South Barrington, South Lake, and Wheaton. We got 7 campuses, 7 unique communities, but one church on mission to love and serve well. We've worked to restructure our staff to better share our resources, best practices, and ideas across all of our Willow campuses, and to allow the innovation that's happening at the local level to influence all the other campuses as well. Jesus prayed a powerful prayer over his church. And I believe that because of the work he is doing in and through this place, that we're going to experience deep reconciliation that demonstrates the miraculous power of God.